What's up, rookies? Welcome to another snippet on what pharmacists do. Today, I have with me Dr. Mona Keivani, and we're going to discuss what pharmacists do in academia. Dr. Keivani, I'm just going to call you Mona as the conversation goes on, is an assistant professor in clinical and administrative sciences at California Northstate University in Elk Grove, California. And shout out to a mutual friend of ours, Elmira, for hooking us up together and making this interview possible. So hi, Elmira. Hope you're listening. So, Mona, I'm really happy to have you on the show today. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. So let's get started. My first question is just getting to know you a little bit. Please tell us about your journey to pharmacy. Why did you decide to become a pharmacist? And in that journey, what was the process like and up to where you are today to being at California Northstate University?
Actually, my path to pharmacy was really rough. I'm born and raised in Iran. So when I was in Iran, I always want to go to healthcare. I wanted to be a doctor. From childhood, I had a dream of being a doctor. But when I was in high school and it was a time to choose my major, it was more family pressure that they forced me to go to the math and physics. I took the math and physics path, and I have an engineering background actually.
Oh, cool!
I graduated from a college with a polymer engineering.
Woo.
But I worked in an oil and gas company for about a couple of years. I was a good follower, but I never loved my job.
Okay.
So my heart was not there. And when I moved to United States in 2011, it was the time for me to follow my dream. I always wanted to be in healthcare and be a doctor. So I went to CSUN, the California State University, Northridge in LA, majoring in biology. And as I said, I wanted to be a doctor. So I took the MCAT and I did really good on the science part. But the verbal part, because I just moved to the state and my English was not that well. So I didn't do really good in MCAT. And then my second favorite topic was pharmacy.
Okay.
So then I pursued pharmacy. For pharmacy school, I went to Western University of Health Sciences in Pomona.
Okay.
And during the pharmacy school, I really enjoyed the impact that I had in people's life, the changes that I was making in people's health made me really happy. And it was during the fourth year. I think all your audience are pharmacists or pharmacy students, so they know during the AP rotations, I had an opportunity to rotate in a state hospital, and I found out how much I enjoy psychiatric pharmacy. So then for residency, I applied for the residency in a psych focus, like PGY1, that was psych focus. So I did my PGY1 residency at Oregon State Hospital.
Okay.
And I always wanted then to be a psych pharmacist, and I never had a plan of coming to academia. I always thought that I'm not good enough to go to academia.
Okay.
But during residency, because the state hospital was a teaching hospital, so I had lots of opportunity to teach medical students, medical resident, pharmacy students, and everybody, all the attending, my preceptor, they told me, are you sure you don't want to go to academia? You're really good in teaching. You definitely have a passion for teaching. And I said, me? I don't have a passion. I don't know. And then, when I dig deep into myself, into my soul, I found that, yes, I really enjoyed teaching. So that's how I entered academia world.
Okay, I see. Looks like your parents were kind of like African parents. They're always, it's always got to be engineering or medicine or I don't know. That's kind of a mindset that African parents also have. So you kind of got forced into engineering, and then once in the US, you had the guts to follow your own path, and then medical school didn't work out, and you figured, well, pharmacy is very close. It's close enough to healthcare, and then you got your pharmacy school, you did a residency, and a hidden talent of teaching you didn't have, starting to impress people around you, and then they kind of guided your decision to get into academia. Awesome. That is a very it's inspirational, because you never know what's in you. Some people will see it in you, and you may end up in a career that you weren't really prepared for, which is kind of what got you into academia.
That's true. You
Mhm.
nailed it exactly. Sometimes you do not see it in yourself, or
Yeah.
because all the self-limiting belief that you have about yourself, but
Mhm.
other people, they see it in you, and then they see the potential. That's
Absolutely.
how they motivate you towards that path.
Absolutely. 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 So the next question is, what do you like most then about being a pharmacist? What is your sweet spot in pharmacy?
The thing that I like the most about being a pharmacist is that how can I educate people,
Mm-hmm.
and then make sure that they are safe. So
Mm-hmm.
I know that, because the medication is in my hand, I'm the one who's dispensing the medication. So I want to, the thing that I like the most is that I have the power of controlling patient safety. When they're leaving my pharmacy, or they're leaving the hospital, I'm making sure that they are safe, and they know how to take their medication, and how this medication can impact their disease state, or how
Mm-hmm.
they can prevent some side effects.
Yeah, got you. So the patient education aspect and the role that you play in ensuring safe use of medication.
True.
Totally cool. So now, as in getting into academia, what does a pharmacist do in that setting? What do you do specifically
What
as?
I do in that setting. So, creating lots of lectures, lots of exam
You're
questions.
teaching. You're a
I'm
professor.
teaching.
Okay.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
teaching. So reviewing guidelines, and then making lectures. I'm right now, I'm working on having my practice site. So soon I'm gonna have students. I'm gonna be a
Mm-hmm.
preceptor. And
Mm-hmm.
I think in general, in academia, what is really important, that you should be a very good mentor for students. You can show them what are the opportunities that they have in the future, and you have to support them. You have to have their back. If they have a dream, you have to support them, and make sure that you're educating the future generation of the pharmacists. That's the important role that you have.
Yeah.
What kind of pharmacists you want them to be? Do you want them to have critical knowledge? Do you want them to practice safe? And by educating your students right, you can
Mm-hmm.
impact public health.
Absolutely. Okay. So you're pretty much, and I think that's a job that deep down inside of me, I really like also, maybe sometime in the future, because I like learning myself,
Mhm.
learning new things all the time, reviewing guidelines, and then teaching it back to others. So
Yes.
you're preparing the next generation of pharmacists by teaching them the most up-to-date guidelines and pharmacology and all this stuff, but you nailed it, you're also a mentor, because
Yes.
just like in your residency, people saw that in you, that you could be a teacher, and brought it up to you. You are looking at the students, and you are seeing in them what they cannot see in themselves, so you can bring that out of them, and also supporting whatever dreams that they have, not only academically, but just as a mentor in
As a
general.
mentor, as a human being, because we both went through pharmacy school, right? The curriculum is tough.
Yeah.
Not only they need somebody who support their studying, but somebody even emotionally to be there.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just knock to my door, and they come, and then they just randomly share something very personal, because they feel comfortable with me sharing their personal life.
Right,
You
right.
have to be, you have to support them, not just in the classroom, even outside the classroom. You have to
Absolutely.
be somebody who is trustworthy and accountable for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Love it. Love it. Um, so for your students, and for any prospective pharmacists listening, or any rookie, any new pharmacy grad, what advice do you have for them in following the dream, the career path, and being successful in a career in pharmacy?
I think the first of all is that be open. You never know what's going to happen in future. You may go to a path that you would never imagine. So be open and be very respectful.
Yes.
Because pharmacy world is very small. You know, your classmate that is sitting next to you, maybe your boss in future. So you never know. Yeah. Build that connection. Yes. Never break any bridge. You always make new connections because you never know what's going to happen. We are all, you know, like a community. We have to have each other's back and support.
Yeah.
Because pharmacy is very small world. I was at pharmacy school, my professor, they were telling me that, and I said, what are you talking about? Like pharmacy is small, but it is really small.
It is very small.
See how me and you got connected?
I was just gonna bring that up. Because you worked with Elmira.
Yes, I was Elmira's intern.
Yes,
I would keep calling her and asking for hours.
Yeah, and then later I got to know Elmira, and then Elmira, now through her I know you. And now you're at Cal State, you know, California Northstate, and I'm mentioning an interest in academia to you, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? I may be applying to California Northstate one day.
You may be my colleagues, or if I have a question, I reach out to you, right? I did reach out to you last week.
We recently had a conversation about something you were working on, and to help you answer your question, I had to reach out to somebody else. I mean, it's just the whole world is a connection of networks. It's just networks, and you hit it right on the nail when you said, do not ever burn any bridges.
Yes.
Don't burn bridges. You may have disagreements, which we all do, but we could always agree to disagree and do that respectfully. And then my favorite of what you said is always keep an open mind, because you never know, really. You may have an interest in oncology or community pharmacy, but then you run into someone, or you run into a rotation where they ask you to do some work on a project, and you just realize, oh my gosh, I really love this so much. Yeah. And then you end up in going into that direction for a lifetime. So definitely always keeping an open mind.
Yep.
I love that advice. And that's all the questions I have for you today, Mona. I really want to thank you for coming on and sharing your inspirational journey with us. And if any of our listeners want to reach out to you, if they have any questions, how do you suggest they reach out to you?
I have an email. I can share the email with you.
Okay. Anyway, I'm just going to say you can contact me, guys, if you have a question about academia, if you have a question for Dr. Mona Keivani, you can reach out to me on my Instagram page right here, The Rookie Pharmacist, or through my website, therookiePharmacist.com, and I will help you get in touch with Mona. And until the next snippet, stay blessed. God bless you. I love you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Thanks for being here. Love you.